they have both failed to get 5 in the server. That is incredible.
Yep. I guess fair's fair at the end of the day. Now, who's got the better coach? Well, apparently it's Carnage. He's popped off with the P250. They've given him the P250. That is wild to me, by the way. Nice shot from Li Hang on that jump up as he plucks one out of the air above the half wall. And, well, we're getting a few kills filtering through quite nicely for Rare Atom so far. Looking pretty easy thus far as Li Hang will go just charging down the bottom of a banana. Rare Atom are very much sort of taking this as it comes, I guess, and they will pick themselves up the pistol.
There you go. Nice start for them. Both of these coaches getting involved in the action nice and early on. And look, tell you how good these coaches are, players. But yeah, I think that definitely muddies the waters of this match. I think somebody going out is not the worst thing in the world. Like, he is a bit more of a role player in Rare Atom. You're probably going to get less 4-on-5 advantages fed to the other team with somebody out of the roster, to be fair. So, you know, it's not all bad.
Yeah. I find it interesting that Chingis Warriors would give the P250 to Carnage in that pistol round, right? You'd surely think you probably want to be giving it to one of the active players, but anyway, that's a discussion for later on down the track as Chingis Warriors are going to just try to waterfall their way out into pit. They do actually manage to get out of the pit, but I'm not sure where they're going to go from there, as there should be a fairly straightforward cleanup here from Rare Atom, and that does seem to be the case. Nice little swing coming through. Kaze and Summer getting the majority of that work done, and it is just Carnage with the deagle in hand, who's going to try and see if he can wind the clock back.
How old is he? Let's have a look.
I don't think he's too young.
Let's get the research going for this game. I know Z8Z is getting on a bit, if I remember correctly.
36 Carnage.
Carnage, bloody hell. What's he done? What's he been up to his career before?
Well, I couldn't actually tell you. As I recall, he has been with Chingis Warriors as the coach for a little while. That's kind of where he first sort of came onto my radar.
There you go. Z8Z 35. So he's the young talent department on the side of Rare Atom. Carpet swap does not go well at all for Chingis Warriors, unfortunately. And look, for anyone that wants a summary of how Chingis Warriors play, it's they run it down against bad teams and absolutely farm. And then when they play some better teams, you know, it's a little bit more sensible, a little bit less unhinged.
Yeah, we'll see how things go when we do get into that first gun round and really get a bit of a read on which Chingis Warriors has decided they want to rock up into the server today, because a lot of these rounds so far, you can really read too much off of them. Obviously, previous round was a little bit of a forced buyout from Chingis Warriors. They had that pistol and armor, tried to get out onto the A side, but not going to work. So a couple of, pistol rounds essentially for them. And now it's time for a gun round. So this will be a bit of a different look, as Carnage is just going to go straight onto the AWP.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. I believe he's subbing in for Coolast, so he's just going to play the exact same role as Coolast would have played. But he's got his work cut out for him in the all-ping duel versus Kaze. If I'm Kaze, I'm licking my lips at the prospect of peaking a 36-year-old coach.
And, well, it'll be Li Hang that's going to get the opportunity to lick his lips. Or lick. I don't know, whatever. We'll just hold that one by the wayside. But not a great start for Chingis Warriors, obviously, as it's a 4-on-5, and they don't really manage to take much map territory either. You got to smoke at the banana, you got to smoke at brackets. So they're kind of just stuck here at the bottom of mid for the meanwhile.
Yeah, continuing to be harassed by Rare Atom. Especially these Nana players do look like they want to continue fighting to some degree. A little off angle from Li Hang here, and both him and Chongqing are definitely going to get some action, but that completely backfires for Rare Atom. Bomb's still in T stairs, guys. So yes, let's definitely take that B site. It is open for the taking, but let's go get the bomber.
Yeah, that's going to cost them a little bit of time, but shouldn't be too much of a concern unless Summer, for some reason, decides to activate. Can't imagine that he's really going to want to, but may just give himself a little bit of a look in here. If he doesn't get anything, then perhaps the AZ and Kaze will look to save. That seems to be wishful thinking at this stage, as they're very committed. And there is player wrapping around behind CT spawn as well from Chingis Warriors. So that round's just sort of fallen apart the seams really for Rare Atom.
Yeah, I think the aggressive hold on Banana really backfires for them there. ZZ trying to see if he can take one more gun away from Chingis Warriors, but that is a very nice recovery, considering it was a 4-on-5, and Controls was one of the players who had some absolutely ludicrous series. This guy felt like he had a personal vendetta against the entire country of India over there in the major qualifier. If you go back and look at that God's Reign series, you can see just how much damage this man can do in the server if he's feeling confident.
Yeah, definitely some interesting news coming out of India as well as the result of, I guess, that MRQ run and the fact that they didn't qualify through to the ESL Challenger League playoffs.
ACM didn't go well either, right?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. So that'll be a conversation point over the next sort of couple of months or so to see where that team ends up and where Finn ends up as well. But for now, it is Chingis Warriors that will end up taking most of the control of top Banana. Still a couple of smokes up there, so they do have to be a little wary of that, but they'll clear it out eventually.
Yeah. A little bit of a Molly trying to force one of the T's forward here. As Chingis Warriors do take some carpets control. They've taken sandbags as well. A little bit of a stack towards the B side of the map here for Rare Atom.
Yeah, it might come into play as well. That is where Chingis Warriors are setting themselves up. Spoke down on a pretty nice timing here from Rare Atom. Is just going to buy them a little bit more time.
Yeah, still a couple of decent pieces of util here for Rare Atom. Still a Molly on the B side. Full kit here. You can see for Child King ready to resmoke with 45 seconds. It's going to be difficult to get in here for Chingis Warriors. Rooks does have an HE to break open the smoke, but that's about it.
Rare Atom second-guessing themselves a little bit, though. They've sent those extra players back over toward A, and now is when all that util is going to start to get dumped in by Chingis Warriors, though they've still got a smoke in the way, and they are finding it difficult to get their way out onto the site. Already a good solid hold from Rare Atom. Z8Z, our coach, able to find himself a double kill, and Chingis Warriors have no real choice but to just back off. Controls is sort of working apartments, but he's nowhere near the A bomb site, and so Carnage isn't going to go hightailing it over there to try to get the bomb plant down. In the end, it'll end up just being a save for those last two remaining Chingis Warriors players.
Yeah, that was a pretty poor gun round, honestly, for Chingis Warriors. Like, they just didn't work the map well enough and keep the rotations honest. It was very one-dimensional. Only a little bit of light pressure on carpets, and it was on Banana for that entire round. They needed the A side of the map, and they just really do that. The HE also went too deep and didn't properly break open that choke smoke top B. So essentially they were what you saw on old school Inferno when they used to be able to throw smokes across the map. They were just running through a smoke into B. And we've seen that a million times. If you've watched any CS over many years on Inferno, that is the worst case scenario.
Yeah, money in an awkward spot for Chingis Warriors. This half has not gone to plan at all, and they're down to $0. So if things persist, then again, we're going to be getting into that force buy territory. Little boost over the top of the smoke, not seeing too much yet.
Info denial smoke in B. There for Chingis Warriors, wanting to keep Rare Atom interested as they take Banana. And you can see Rare Atom, some delaying utility over here on bracket side. Chingis Warriors just set up inside a bracket, waiting for some aggression, maybe waiting for a pick. But they're just continually getting delayed by CT util here.
And someone's been able to actually creep past that smoke all the way into the cutout. Does a couple bit of chip damage off of that grenade, but Liang now going to set himself up, and he actually spots Controls out. So you've still got this two-man set up towards this side of brackets, but that is starting to be dismantled by Chingis Warriors as they now get that molly down. They're going to start to toss the rest of the util out. It'll be a smoke forward for Library. Liang's out in front of it, and he just wants to take that fight. He'll line a couple up. Carnage was looking in the wrong direction. And he'll go down alongside his mate. Ghetto Kids. E-Fire, I believe.
Oh, man.
Round's just kind of petering out into nothing again. A very sort of similar situation, I feel, for Chingis Warriors as what we had in the last round. Now, there is still obviously a chance that they get the bomb plant down here, but this could just go horribly wrong if they don't clear out Kaze. That bomb is going to find it difficult to cross over onto the site, and that is exactly what happens. So Not sure why Chingis Warriors are just sort of playing this like almost scared style.
Oh, Rooks. Rooks is dead after time. Does at least take Li Hang with him, but he's got $200. This is a pretty woeful T side of Inferno for Chingis Warriors, and this is their map pick. So there's really no excuses. Can take attack timeout. Try to remedy how this game is going, but I mean, there's just a clear lack of direction here for Chingis Warriors. They are just not working the map well enough. You need to recognize that you need to work multiple different parts of the map here on Inferno. They're constantly just 1-4ing, either stacked up in banana, trading down util with a CT side that has more left over at the end of the round, or sat in bracket for a whole minute, not really doing anything when Rare Atom don't really fight them. And even when they do and they feed them picks, they still don't have any kind of decisiveness to follow that up.
Yep.
End up running out of time.
Yeah, even that one round that Chingis Warriors did win, it actually kind of looked like a decent start for Rare Atom. So by and large, I feel that Rare Atom are putting themselves in better positions at the moment. And eye test wise, are looking far and away the better team in this game at the moment.
Yeah. Which is interesting for all of the people saying that, you know, should have given Mongolia 2 spots instead of China.
No, that's cap.
I agree, that's total cap. Li Hang is showing you exactly one. What a beautiful spray down inside a banana. That's some A4 vintage.
Not much in this one from Chingis Warriors. Like we said, money was getting pretty awkward for them in the previous round. They lost it. I mean, the lost bonus is kind of there. It afforded them a little bit of pistol shenanigans, but it's not enough to get past Rare Atom. Not in this one. So Rooks is just going to have a little bit of a wander around and see what he can do. Maybe take a gun away. It's not as if Rare Atom's money has ballooned out anything astronomically fantastic just yet, but it's kind of getting to that point, particularly if they get 4 guns through from this round.
Yeah, 4 guns through from this round would be fantastic. 2 players sitting on 5k. 4 guns kept through. They'll be very happy with that. Rook's just trying to see if he can take any guns away. He's been last alive for like 3 or 4 rounds now. Interesting that Kaze's been pretty consistently anchoring the pit here, even though he's usually the AWP. Nice little peek out on the off angle. Going to take out Rooks before he can get any damage done. 6-1 for Rare Atom. And given that this is Chingis Warriors map pick, like, okay, this is where we really need to see something. Because these T-side rounds have been pretty horrible.
It's a good point that you make, though, about Kaze. I don't think we've seen the AWP once, have we?
No, he had it in the first gun round, I think. Yeah.
But maybe just a situation where they're happy with how their game is going. The rifles are working out. There's no reason to necessarily make that change, make that upgrade. If Chingis Warriors buy an AWP and sort of drop it over, then maybe you'll see them grab it. But at this stage, it doesn't seem like there's too much of a proclivity for Rare Atom to go toward the AWP. They could have gone for it in this round. Li Hang was dead, did reinvest, could have bought the AWP and just taken Kaze's M4 instead. But for whatever reason, that decision is not being made. And I guess you can't really fault Rare Atom at this stage. It's 6-1. 1 for 1 so far in this round.
Yeah, Li Hang's been very aggressive. Like, he's 11-4, but I feel like he's been dead more than he's been alive, just with how many duels he's been taking over at B. Chingis Warriors looking to try play a little skirmishy.
Z8Z. It's going to go down over toward B, so a little bit more aggression going to come through. That is now the B site cracked open. Kaze and Summer, as of yet, not really thinking about the retake. Kaze's over towards A, still watching over there. There's some good damage. That's a bit of a hefty one onto controls, and Carnage also down to 19 HP. So this one grenade that Kaze has, I mean, that could have done a lot of damage, but doesn't really look like Rare Atom are too keen on making their way over towards B.
I think Kaze was very convinced there was going to be a wrap in from jungle side.
Yeah.
So they may start going for it now.
Wasted essentially half of that bomb timer. Unless this grenade gets some work done, I'm not sure that we're going to be seeing too much. It will actually knock over controls, and that's what makes this one doable. Carnage stuck behind the smoking banana. They were aware of that now, and the body block should come through here. Oh, the defuse. Is it there in time from Summer? I think he might have just gone hunting a second too long. Oh, he hasn't quite got it. Didn't have a kit, I don't think. I think he might have had to step to go and get the kit.
Yeah, he had to. He might have had to pick it up, I think. Just what made him miss that by a millisecond, but
yeah,
that's actually not the worst thing in the world for the CT side at the end of the day. Like, that's taken every gun away from Chingis Warriors, who had no money to begin with. And now you've got a better buy than the T's heading into round number 9 here. So, you're right, actually. They are really backing themselves with the rifle-centric gameplay here on Inferno. It's another reinvestment in a rifle for Kaze. He had money for the AWP.
Yeah, very interesting. Yeah, but if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Seems to be the mentality for Rare Adam, and it certainly does help out your CT economy somewhat if you're not looking to go toward the AWP.
He's playing this bulk player. Like, he's been in pit every time. He's literally playing the pit anchor.
I mean, is this maybe just as a result of the fact that Z8Z is in the picture here as well? I don't know. But either way, that's going to be a pushing onto the A-bomb site. You do have Dangerous. Who's Dangerous again? I don't even know.
Child King, I think.
Child King. He's done really well for himself there. Actually, just sort of walks through that smoke on a timing and gets himself a couple of kills. Dropped the bomb carrier too, so it's going to take some retrieving for Chingis Warriors.
Controls was pretty fantastic in that major qualifier. Could be a big round for him playing clutch on the site.
Only a little in hand. But Z8Z, no head armor, and the wrap coming around from Carnage is going to become a real problem for Li Hang. Controls just has to survive, and Carnage should get this one done, which will be eventually the case. 6-3. And this half now starting to build for Chingis Warriors as the money does deplete for Rare Atom. You'll probably end up just seeing something of a half buy here for Rare Atom. You know, some pistols maybe. Bit of pistol and armor. 2.4k loss bonus. They'll sort of better get a good buy next round, but they can still afford to invest something here.
Yeah, that clutch actually comes up huge there for Carnage. 2 rounds in a row, they're actually able to break Rare Atom's economy, which gives them a bit of a lifeline into a T side that was looking completely lifeless. Rare Atom with this half buy though. B-rush on the cards, at least up into the sandbag position. Li Hang push back for now. Gonna hold on to his smoke for a little longer. ZAZ's got a smoke as well, so they can refresh smokes onto this B choke multiple times here. But with such quick pacing into Banana, that's not really going to bother Chingis Warriors, to be honest. They can just trade down smokes, and if they want to hit B later, they should be able to pretty cleanly.
Controls. I don't know that he quite spotted Summer. He definitely could have been able to maybe see just a shoulder or something, but in the end, it's Summer that strikes first, and Rare Atom have a player advantage in what will prove to be quite a pivotal round in this half for Chingis Warriors, particularly if they end up losing it.
They'll be pretty broke. Off angle here for Child King is exactly this. Very dangerous. I'm not sure that E5 is going to be able to check this properly.
No, it's all about the timing. Surely Child King not going to be looking in the wrong direction, but ultimately just fires his shots off. Not sure what prompted that, but Chingis Warriors do have to be very careful on these clears, and that's just illegal. That's not being cleared in a round like this is insane. Kaze with the Mag 7 could get 2 right here, and he will. That is so quick from him. Taking that somebody roll. Somebody's usually the one that picks up the Mag 7. But Rare Atom are going to win that round, and they make it look like absolutely nothing. That was such an easy looking round for Rare Atom.
4 rifles picked up. Like, that is such a huge economy swing. That was your opportunity to get back in here as Chingis Warriors, and it's absolutely slipped through their fingers. You're not clearing 2 different corners and in carps. So go away 2 free picks and then running into a Mark 7 on boiler side. Like, I don't know, man. I'm not going to read into it too much because this is a game where you're playing with multiple coaches, but there's a reason why I said that Mongolian qualifier was an absolute mess. Like, these teams are very, very loose with the way that they play. And when it's going well for them, when they're really rolling and playing with full confidence, they're very dangerous. But, like, tactically, there's nowhere near as much depth in that Mongolian scene right now than there was when you had Atox and Mongols kicking around there in the past. And, you know, you compare what's left in that scene, a lot of great firepower, a lot of great individual players, but it doesn't really feel like they play with great structure at the moment.
No, 100%. Something to work on. Maybe not so much in a game like this one where you're having to deal with a coach and stand in sort of situation, but yeah, we talked about the implications of ESL Challenger League Season 49 and how it can be a big thing for all of these teams in Asia to make it through the ESL Pro League, but it doesn't look like Chingis Warriors have come out here to put their best foot forward. That's really clean again from Child King, who is having a pretty solid night so far. Dropping 3 before he himself will eventually fall. Now it's just on to controls again, solo, to try to get this one done. The way this half is going, I mean, this is looking like it should be a pretty straightforward win for Rare Atom on Inferno. And again, kind of begs the question, why did Chingis Warriors go toward this map pick? If this is what you're going to show us on the T side, and you know that it's a really good map for Rare Atom, like, what's going on there?
I don't know, you know. The veto as well was a weird one in the final of that Mongolian qualifier over for the major. Like, both of the teams picked towards maps that they didn't play as much, and it ended up looking very, very messy. Rather than going into the middle of the map, or, you know, not getting the sense that Chingis Warriors is a team that has very fantastic looking vetoes or some great depth or structure right now. Like, you know, this T side has looked incredibly questionable, and the veto overall is quite questionable indeed.
Well, this setup looks pretty good for Rare Atom as well. So we're going to get a bunch of util tossed on in either direction. Lihang already finding 2, one with the rifle, one with the nade. And the next nade's going to do a little more damage there onto controls. You've still got extra forces over towards B, and then some rotating over as well in the form of Summer. It's just Kaze that's been left to anchor towards A with the ult this time, by the way. Though it may not matter because we're getting towards the end of the half right here, and it's just down to E5 for Chingis Warriors. And if 1v4 is feeling a little... That one, so 9-3 at the end of the half, and Rare Atom are dumping Chingis Warriors. A very long one. Rare Atom dominating that first half, and Chingis Warriors are going to have a real amount of work to do here with this pistol round. If they don't get the pistol round, I think they're done on Inferno, and even if they do, I don't necessarily have high hopes for them.
So we get out of the pause. Totally agree with you, though. I mean, Chingis Warriors, going to be very difficult for them to try to close this game of Inferno on the CT side. They're going to need a phenomenal start. Like, it's going to need to be pistol, clean anti-force or anti-eco into a pretty clean first gun round to try to give themselves any kind of a hope here. Otherwise, it really just does feel like Rare Atom are going to run away with this game. Li Hang and Child King, some of the best riflers in the Chinese scene, and showing exactly why. Kaze right there with them. Li Hang given the P250. We're not giving that to a coach here for Rare Atom. And he's looking to crack some heads.
I mean, he's 14-6, so you might as well, for sure, give it to him. He's popping some nice shots in. Child King as well. And it's sort of exactly what you actually want to see from this Rare Atom roster, right? Child King, Li Hang doing well, and then Kaze as well contributing, although in most instances was not actually with the AWP. That feels like the recipe for success for Rare Atom. It feels like everything's working as intended. Smoke's going to go down. Molly in there for the first oranges as well, and Rare Atom have control of the B side.
Yeah, retake coming in thick and fast through Banana. ZAZ already going down. You're seeing Rare Atom respond to the pressure in kind, though.
Yeah, taps back and forth. That's nice from Summer. 2 kills from him. Child King in with 1 more, and there's just no hope for Ariuku, which again is going to leave controls alone, but he's out of there.
Just wants to save his armor. See if he can buy a Famous or something next round, perhaps. But Rare Atom really just seem like they're in the flow state right now, responding to wherever the aggression is. Even after losing that pick of Z8Z holding Banana, they just immediately mobilize and go and fight that part of the map even before they're kind of very much established in the afterplan.
Nice shot from controls.
Oh, he would have been able to get a Famous anyway. That gets him a smoke, though. On the exit there.
Oh, the smoke's pretty big, actually, on this map.
Oh, his armor wasn't broken. So actually that allows him to buy head armor with a Famous. Nice.
Yeah, a bit of a desperate buy, though, for Chingis Warriors, isn't it? I mean, we've got a Nova, we've got an MP9, we've got the pistols.
Respect the Nova buy from Coach. I mean, to be honest, he's not doing anything too wrong, you know? Like, the core of Chingis Warriors are kind of the ones getting battered right now.
Yep. That's a good kill from controls, but immediately traded back down. Flash is going to force Ariuku away. But I suppose you've got to take the small wins as they come as Chingis Warriors, and so 1 kill on the board is a start.
Love the little totem pole boost up around the corner here. Try to present some kind of an off angle to Rare Atom that could get you a man advantage. But you see Rare Atom working their way into A. Not slowly, they are literally sending it. Carnage with only a Nova on Balka's got a lot of work to do.
Could do it from a position like this, but you have to be hitting that first shot, and he was unable to do so. Z8T swinging a bit too quick with the MAC-10. Do have eFire getting involved with the 5.7. He's got himself an AK. But where's the avenue back into this round for Chingis Warriors? I just don't see it. They don't have a defuse kit. Ooh. That might be, though, as Li Hang will miss his opening shots. You are aware that there's a player in pit. You've seen that nade getting tossed on out. Now there's a smoke in on for the cross, but players setting themselves up, and then see 8Z in the one-on-one against eFire. And the coach comes out supreme in this instance. He hadn't a whole lot to do, to be fair. That MAC-10 only needed a bullet or 2. You'll get the job done. 11-3. Rare Atom are looking like they're closing this map out clean as a whistle.
That was a CT flash as well. That blinded the CTs coming up. Dig there. Thought it was Z8Z with a really nice counter flash from pit side, but that was unfortunately Chingis Warriors kind of hampering their own approach into that A retake. Another force buy coming out. Chingis Warriors just going all in. Round to round, try to get something going for themselves. Quick banana take here for Rare Atom will be respected by the CTs for now, but they do have a couple of players over here, so they might want to try to fight in the mid-round. Controls once again getting active with a peek straight down middle. Takes the head off Li Hang. I mean, he's the only one really getting active for Chingis Warriors right now.
Someone's out in front of the smoke already. So that'll be bad news for Chingis Warriors as someone just tries to kind of fight for himself. There's flashes all over the place, and somehow he is still alive. The flashes just connecting and forcing Chingis Warriors to duck and cover, and Summer's got another one. He's just W keying everywhere with the MAC-10 and making it work.
I don't think he even expected to be alive at this point.
No. take it as it comes, I guess. But yeah, controls. Again, last man standing. He's going to give it a crack. I mean, what's Summer doing really at this point? I don't know, but he's got himself an M4 and he survived the round somehow. So there you go.
Well, I think that statue is pretty fitting to be sitting above Chingis Warriors right now. They're going to need a bloody miracle to win this game. M4 comes out for controls again. Oh my god. How on earth has that happened? But outside of that, Pie's looking pretty lackluster here for Chingis Warriors. Glass Cannon Scout for Carnage. He's saving $1,000 like they're going to win this round. And he's going to be able to pick up an AWP in the future. So pretty optimistic. I like the mindset.
If Vitality can win 6 in a row against Falcons on LAN at IEM Melbourne to win the Grand Slam, I reckon Chingis Warriors can win 9 in a row to make it to OT here in the first round of the ESL Challenger League playoffs.
Yeah, there's a lot of going in common there. Lee Hung, though, doesn't like that idea. Ariuku going to get aggressive. I mean, this has been a non-stop shit fight inside a banana that they're finally going to win out with the MP9s.
Yeah, I'm not sure how.
Barely clinging to life yet. So Chingis Warriors, that's a bit of a lifeline. I don't think Lee Hung's pretty good, but I don't think you're winning this on 11 HP.
This would be a classic from Rare Adam, to be fair. You know, you get all the way right up to the end of the map and then just don't finish it off. Seen that plenty of times. Almost wonder if I prefer to see Lee Hang just hold on to this AK. Could drop another one.
That's true. I mean, yeah. The buy would not look horrible if they could put that together. Does seem like he's keen to get something rolling for himself, though. And the CTs are pretty separated right now. That's not good trade potentially if he gets a clean shot off here on E-Fight.
Waiting for the mistake, but surely it's not going to come at this point. That's
There
the
it
kill,
is.
though, that he
Untradeable.
wants. Rook's very low, but the thing is, he's not going to be able to win this round. He cannot physically get the bomb plant down,
That's
so...
not bad, though. Like, you've taken another gun away from the CT side here. So that's going to deprive them of one util set. And also give him an extra nade or two. This was just non-stop fighting. Couldn't tell if Chingis Warriors wanted to actually fight or whether they wanted to fall back, and I'm not sure they knew either. The way they were playing that.
Yeah, the buy put together by Rare Atom in this round, it's leaving a little bit to be desired, but definitely could be functional enough. Top Nana take in effect at the moment. They'll get that molly in on for Car. There can't be now a push from Chingis Warriors early on in the round to try to take that banana control, but now as that molly starts to fade, Summer might have to come into play here. Tech 9! Oh, never mind. It's going to be Lee Hang for both with the assisting flash from Kaze. That's the game. That's the game. It's done.
That was a good game.
Z8Z is sitting in the corner here as well, waiting for control. So to make matters worse, it's going to cost him his life.
What on earth? All right, Carnage, 1v5, Coach Clutch. Let's see it. Let's see the experience. It's absolutely flattened Lee Hung there.
He's going to do a bit more flattening, to be fair. And he's a ways away from that at the moment. No chance. No chance. He's got smokes in his face. He's got 4 random players to find, and that will be that. 13-4 for map 1. I mean, that is probably the biggest of anticlimaxes when you're starting off a playoffs. You know, you go into that first game of the playoffs, you think, oh, this is going to be a sick one. You know, we're looking for a pretty tight matchup. 2 teams that have, you know, battled their way towards the major and worked hard to get there. Not that Rare Adam ultimately made it, but they were definitely in the conversation and in the fight. And then it ends up like that.
Yeah. I mean, look, I don't want to draw too. I will open up the page and have a little bit of a look.
No bracket yet, but...
Oh, wow, Nomad's made it.
Yeah. Yeah, that close qualifier, I think, actually did kind of play out pretty much as expected, with Rare Atom up the top, GG Hart up the top. Those two teams have been doing really well for themselves lately. Stick Asia tournaments, so I'm not surprised to see through Chingis Warriors a fair bit of consistency from them as well with their qualification down through the lower brackets. And yeah, there was a few options, I guess, down in that last qualification position that the Nomads did take. Ninja and only one word, making it reasonably deep for themselves as well. But in the end, we're going to be jumping into map number 2 here between Rare Atom and Chingis Warriors. So enough chat. We'll head into this one with Rare Atom kicking things off on the pistol round, and controls, as he usually does, looking pretty good on Ancient.
Yeah, picking some of these CTs on the cross, or the Ts on the cross rather, but we will try to get the bomb down here for Kaze as the smoke begins to fade. Chingis Warriors setting themselves up for this retake, do have a smoke for the bomb and a flash for the retake, and Controls does have himself a little kit in the back pocket.
Flash over the top there. Cool Ass is going to have a little bit of a look, but Child King claiming 1. We'll keep this one in a potential winnable position for Rare Atom. He's doing a lot of work dancing around this big box. There's a tap onto the bomb. A bink onto Ariukal as well is going to cause a problem, and somehow he's gone down straight away. No time for that deep fuse. He's going to sit it. Oh, it's very close indeed. I don't think he's quite got it here, and that will be the pistol round going the way of Rare Atom.
Yeah, you can see Child King dropped that kit. Controls did have the kit in the back pocket. He was coming out Temple, and as soon as he came down from Temple here, this was the key kill. Look, Controls going down there. Hell of a sharp shot. Kit hits the deck, and look where you would have seen Chingis Warriors with enough time to actually complete that retake if the kit was on the correct player. They unfortunately just run out of time.
Well, back to the regularly scheduled programming, it would seem, as Rare Atom are just going to continue where they left off. An investment from Chingis Warriors in this one, but Li Hang seems to have a pretty good idea that Rooks is in this corner and he will be hard cleared. Ends up being a 1-for-1 though. That was a bit of a, I don't know, selfish push really from Li Hang as he goes on his own. Ends up getting himself the 1 kill, but there's no one there to trade for him. And now the round's starting to fall apart as a result, as that space is taken up towards Shelf. Good kills in from Controls and Ariukal.
Still winnable though. Child King's getting some serious value here from Red Room. He went unchecked in that part of the map for a little while, and you can see Chingis Warriors are kind of dancing with him as Kaze tries to get onto this A side.
Yeah, this round could still fall apart for Chingis Warriors, that's for sure. Kaze gonna need to get in there pretty quickly. It's a nice kill from Ariukal. Bomb plant, though, should be given if these smokes are respected. Which they're not. Okay.
Just walked straight through it. E-fire. Like, he was completely untradeable there. As this player sits behind the donut smoke, so that's a ballsy play, and that is very Chingis Warriors-esque, is it not?
It is. And this is, I mean, this is what we would sort of expect to see, hope to see a little bit more from Chingis Warriors. And so maybe they just, you know, didn't find their feet on Inferno, but now onto Ancient, a map that they're pretty comfortable on, might be seeing a little bit more fireworks.
Yeah, I think, especially if they get the game into a messy state here, Force Y has come out for Rare Atom and it's very quickly just been wiped in towards bottom mid there. As quickly as it's come out of the gates, it's heading straight back in there. Just techies and armor, no utils, so this is going to be a snooze fest watching the pistolers walk around the map for the next 45 seconds.
Yep. You know what? I choose not to watch. You can't make me. I'm going to close my eyes.
Yeah, great. No worries. I'll describe the soothing sights and sounds of Ancient for you.
It's going to be like that Black Mirror episode where you're not allowed to close your eyes.
Oh, bro. Don't make me watch. I was watching the other day, and it made me like lose sleep before one of my broadcast days. So I ended up feeling really cooked for like a 12-hour broadcast.
What, a Black Mirror episode? Was it one of the new ones?
One of the new ones, yeah. It just really stuck with me.
I haven't seen it yet, so I don't know. I won't know what you're talking about if you do even talk about it. So, but yeah, I mean, yeah, interesting, interesting show, that's for sure. That's
Okay.
interesting as well, by the way. This is turning into a Black Mirror episode for Chingis Warriors. It was all going so well, and now it's really not. M4 in hand for Summer. They're pretty aware of E5's position. And close range fight with a Tech 9, of course. It's going to go the way of Kaze. This round should never have been lost by Chingis Warriors, and it might still well be. Kaze looking to play time? No, he's looking to just take the fight, and he will. Rare Atom will win it 2-1. And Chingis Warriors have let slip a pretty egregious round.
Time for a force buy back in the other direction and another victory. We're just going to get down in the mud and see who's better in a mud wrestle here. But good chance for Rare Atom to kind of steady the ship here, anti-force. Does seem like some more of the individuals this game, though, for Chingis Warriors are switched on, ready to play the game a little bit more. Mid control taken here by Rare Atom. Rook's just looking to zone them out of Cheetah for the time being.
Oh, man. I don't know if I'd be too keen on taking that fight as a Mac 10 user through the smoke, as the 5.7's getting peppered through there as well.
Oh, man. The pre-fire there for Z8Z. He was so convinced that there was a player in that corner. Now he's segmented off the map in towards Red Room. He's going to walk through his own smoke straight into Rooks. That's a bit of a taste of Chingis Warriors' own medicine there from a 30-plus-year-old man.
Plan's gone down, though. Chingis Warriors just going to try to hold on to these remaining weapons so they can use them in the next round. They'll not be getting a buy, that much is for sure.
Just trying to hold on to the pistols and the SMG, see if they can get some damage done in the next round, but Rare Atom is well and truly on the hunt. I mean, SMG for SMG, you're not too perturbed about that, and E-Fire looking to get his hands on the AK here and do some more damage. Lee Hank very much running him down with the Mac 10, so not too much loss there for Rare Atom. They will break the force by. Got 3-1, and now they get to go into a pretty smooth-looking anti-eco. Well and truly in the driver's seat here on Ancient, just like they were on Inferno.
Yes, unfortunate start for Chingis Warriors, that's for sure. The morale is definitely dipping. For them and for me. You know, I was pretty keen for this game. I was excited. I thought this would be a decent match, but so far it's just really not delivered. Someone with the 1-for-1. There's been work being done by Chingis Warriors with these sort of weaker buys, so to speak, but beyond, you know, those couple of kills that look nice, there's really not a whole lot of substance to that round.
I mean, they only had the USPs. I think Chingis Warriors really thrive when the game gets messy, though. Like, these Mongolian teams definitely, if you put them in these low buy scenarios, it's not even like they really need to have low util or be on a low buy to get aggressive. So that's well and truly in their wheelhouse. Funny how over time the Chinese teams have become the more structured in Asia than some of the other regions at the moment, where historically the Chinese players, including some of the players on Rare Atom right now, were definitely known as the brain-dead aimers of the Asian scene.
Yeah. A-side looking pretty weakly held, if at all held. It's more of a retake setup, actually. But what's interesting is that all that util that's getting tossed in over there from Rare Atom is nothing but a fake.
Yeah, they just pumped it, try to pull the rotations. Coach has been boosted up. That's very cheeky. That's punished the push out of Temple. Will not be traded by Ariukul. In fact, he's a beautiful salesman here. 3 players committed to holding this A site, which means it's just Rooks alone. Retake B. Rare Atom has not taken that space, though. This duel on Donut going to be very important, and Shark King's going to win it pretty nicely. Beautiful crosshair placement from him. Oh, coach diff.
Yep. My coach is better than your coach. Even just heard a little chat in the server as well. That might be what was getting tossed about.
NS.
Yeah, possible.
You're just the sharper 35-year-old. Got to give respect where respect's due.
Actually, one of them's 36.
Sorry, my bad. Hey, look, age is but a number these days. I think people are more and more saying that if you're 35 or if you're 30 plus, you can still win tournaments.
30's the new 20.
That's what I'm hearing. Let's forget
Better
about
hope
the
so,
fact
buddy.
that most of those teams are carried by players that are still in their early to mid 20s. But look, don't worry about that. If you're
Don't worry
30,
about that.
there's still time for you.
Boomer Demons. The term Boomer Demons exists for a reason. Does this tactical timeout exist for a reason, though?
I've seen this a lot, not only in CS, but also in the old cartoon shooter. It feels like the time to take the tac timeout is into your eco in a lot of situations nowadays. Give yourself some more time to chat about the next round. It's not something I was ever really a fan of, to be honest. But I feel like I'm seeing that more and more.
Yeah, I'm not sure why that would end up being more beneficial, but Chingis Warriors have opted to put a little bit of an investment in here. Loss bonus is built up pretty nicely, and that is also pretty nice from Child King. Walks out mid with the assistance of the flashbangs coming through from Z8Z. Rooks gets himself a double out from Cave, and he's actually got the bomb. So this could still fall apart for Rare Adam if Z8Z goes down here and the trade doesn't come through from Kaze, which is a very realistic possibility based on where their positions were. That Molly, though, is going to go a long way to winning this round for Rare Adam.
They've got more util. They could just keep mollying the cheater entrance here if they want to, but it seems like Rare Adam all going to peek together instead.
Well, they need to try and get themselves the bomb. That's the actual issue here. And it's been
He's got
retrieved
it.
by Kaze. They are aware that there's two players there in Cave, so they can just hightail their way over towards A. Some are waiting for what feels like it will be an inevitable push from Ariukul. Bomb plant's going down. Oh, and Summer
no.
just doesn't wait long.
Oh, no.
That's just so painful, man.
1-on-2 for Kaze. No kits here for Chingis Warriors, so they got to pick up the pace a little bit, but they do have a smoke for the bomb at least. Kaze does have a nade to break that one open.
Yeah, he's pretty much played it perfectly. They will not be expecting him through from CT spawn. Nade into the smoke
Oh,
is going to be enough to get the kill anyway. So that is Rare Adam going up 6-1, but Chingis Warriors re-establishing some of their money. So they'll be able to buy into this one and get themselves a gun round.
Indeed. Let's see if they can start to make a little bit of an inroads into this game. Beautiful clutch from Kaze, though. Knew that he had the time to positionally be able to wrap back around, and on the low buy, the chance of the CTs buying a kit is very low, so just beautiful cerebral play from ye old veteran Kaze. Quick mid-take here for Chingis Warriors. A little bit of a run boost down towards bottom middle. Will be respected by Rare Adam as they group up much more heavily towards B. Throwing some flashes up over the top and middle to keep the CTs interested, but you can see with the D positions, Chingis Warriors have got perfect information right now.
Oh, they're going to boost up onto Shelf. One quite open to that just yet for Rare Adam. Though Z8Z is going to need to be a little careful. Here comes the swing in from Carnage. 1-for-1. The numbers, though, for Rare Adam just end up popping up. And that is not a very enticing round from Chingis Warriors at all.
Yeah, this series might be over
Yeah,
in like less than an hour and a half.
it's feeling that way.
Another half buy for Chingis Warriors. I mean, they even had decent positions. Like, it was, I'm pretty sure it was retake A. They had 2 down bottom mid and 2 on B. So, can't really complain about the CT setup that they had in that round. Didn't find any results regardless. B stack coming out here for Chingis Warriors. Lee Hung's going to just run up B ramp anti-eco, and he's really trying to donate this AK. Like, he's really doing his best.
A control for Kaze. Sort of. Hasn't actually cleared out Donut completely, but he's going to take a lot of space in towards CT spawn, and this is the kind of position where you could turn around on its head. Because he needs to just get this clean kill on the Ariuko. Won't be able to do so. But, oh, they almost line up. He's done a lot of damage. Chowking copping a fair bit through that smoke as well. But doesn't seem as though Chingis Warriors are 100% sure that he is on this A-bomb site.
No, he's waiting for the CTs to make a mistake. 50 seconds to work with, so plenty of time to go fishing for a kill.
Plan to go down. Will not be denied by the Donut player. Now there's a chance for a molly here from Chowking. He elects to just hold on to it instead. Time ticking away from Chingis Warriors, but not too bothered by that one at all. Starting to make their way out from Donut. There's the swing. Just didn't really give himself enough options there, I don't think. But tough round to win anyway.
Yeah, I mean, he just wanted to play the angles around the box, but I kind of agree. I would have probably preferred him to try to take a duel before the CTs were able to kind of rotate in and get good enough spacing to be able to trade him out there. The nade absolutely bowls him anyway, so don't know how much of a difference it would have made. Either way, Chingis Warriors winning themselves a half bite, kind of courtesy of Rare Atom, with some interesting decisions being made. Li Hang in particular is just running up B ramp air to Eco solo with absolutely no supportive utility, which is, that's a way to play the T side that you can do.
It's a choice.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of running up the ramp, that may be the objective here for Rare Atom as well. Will be held at bay by some of the util getting tossed in now by Chingis Warriors.
They will wait out the initial wave of CT util for now. Cheetah Smoke's going to be refreshed there by Chingis Warriors. Just want to stall out that part of the map. Okay, Li Hang's just walked straight through the smoke, dry, and died with no supportive utility. I just really can't explain it, guys. Like, he's actually trolling.
It's definitely not doing his team any favors. I think we can agree to that.
What an aim.
That's not too bad from Summer, but Z8Z's going to fall, not able to win his duel, and so now we're back again to a numbers deficit for Rare Atom. Time's starting to run down a little bit here as well, and you've only got one player that has full HP, so it will have to be Chowking to do the lion's share of the work right here. Summer falling.
Definitely back and win a couple of these duels. It's a really nice setup for Chingis Warriors, though. They can just immediately peek off the contact, and I think Rooks is going to go overlooked here in the side if he even gets a duel. Kaze just looks to save the AWP. And I suppose somebody's not in the server, so look, somebody has to try push through smokes for Rare Atom. Would be a shame if they would just play sensibly. Yeah, we actually kind of need these guns, guys. A little bit. Oh, the money's a lot better than I thought. But after the reinvestment, I think 2.4. If they lose this next round with no guns up, then those 2 kills are going to bite a little bit for 1 or 2 of their players going into round 12.
I mean, still a chance for that 9-3 for Rare Atom again. That's what we saw in the first half of Inferno. But I don't know, this T side, it's kind of just leaving a little bit to be desired, right? Rare Atom have been getting away with a fair bit, but in the rounds where they're not, they are being punished by Chingis Warriors. Molly fizzles as well. Would have caught E-Fire out.
For sure. See if they're going to check it. Someone's kind of switched on, but doesn't hard check it. It's kind of lazily swings on the corner.
Yeah,
Li Hang going to lose that duel on shelf as well.
I don't know. I mean, what's that? You know, like, why is he even just charging his way down middle there on his own? What's the point?
Yeah, Rare Atom, I feel like they've switched off a little bit here.
I think so, yeah. It really does look like they've just gone, we've already won this game. We'll just aim duel our way to victory. And once again, that's going to leave Kaze solo. Now, there are 2 very low HP players, but he's the AWPer as well. So it's probably not going to do him too many favors when he's actually going to try to entry this site with the AWP in hand. He doesn't swap over to the pistol. Haryuko has now been spotted. Kaze not being given much.
Getting flanked.
So yeah, just not going to even get the bomb band down. So that'll be that. 7-4. Money's still there for Adam to get another buy through.
Summer's a little broker than the rest of the boys, as is Z8Z. So Rare Adam very much punished for some pretty miscellaneous plays over the last couple of rounds. Would have kind of put Chingis Warriors in a position where this game gets a hell of a lot more winnable for them. Like, this really could have been 9-3.
Yep, probably ended up being a 7-5 here, which gives Chingis Warriors a fighting chance. Flashes over the top of middle. Don't seem to have affected the E-Fire all that much as he comes swinging through. Clearly was playing anti-flash in Donut. But he will still need to find a way to get out to safety. It looks like he'll be given that by the smoke. Li Hang. I mean, yeah, again, they're just kind of running around trying to aim duel.
Yeah.
Like, that's just non-stop W key.
I feel like we're going back to like Bromo mode, you know?
Yeah.
Like, what was the team that was before that some of these guys were playing on?
Oh, God, I don't even know.
I can't remember the name. But yeah. Look, Child King could still dig them out of a hole here. Somehow losing the bomb in middle, though, would make his life quite difficult.
He's not going to get up shelf. There's no way. There's a player in Donut, and the swing's going to come through, so... It's just waited around a little bit too long in middle. This will be a very disappointing end to the half, I have to say, for Rare Adam. I don't think we're getting fantastic CS out of either of these teams tonight.
Yep, feels that way. Definitely not looking that switched on, considering it's a playoffs game. To go and take on Tyloo. Tyloo would be probably laughing watching this game right now.
Ooh. Okay, a bit of a messy spray in the end, and that'll be the end of the first half. Chingis Warriors somehow have brought that one back to 5. It's a bit of a stranger half this time around, a little bit of a closer scoreline. Rare Atom, look, I would have to say pretty solid for the initial stages of this map, but kind of fell a bit of a sleep at the wheel at the back end there. A couple of sort of miscellaneous solo individual pushes and general not so great stuff from Rare Atom. They brought this one back to a 7-5. Chingis Warriors, it turns out, can still shoot straight. And we'll see whether or not they put any kind of effort on this pistol to really give us something of interest in this series.
It's very winnable now for Chingis Warriors. Like, if they start to turn up, roll with the punches, and get going on this B rush, then things could get very bad for Rare Atom very quickly. Summer looked like he was going to get flattened at some point in the side. Finally gets traded out after a messy exchange, which gives a lot more time for Rare Atom on these rotations now.
Yeah, they've more or less made their way across, just being held back by some smokes. The fact, though, that there are two smoke in there does mean there's two players that do not have any armor. That's Rooks and Controls, so it may end up being a little bit easier to clean up as this retake does now ensue. 50% of that bomb time are having all ticked away. There's a couple of kills come through. Rare Atom looking pretty good for this pistol. And I'm not sure there's a whole lot that Rooks can do about it, although ZHC does need some coverage, and he gets it. And so that will be 8 for Rare Atom.
Bomb
Warriors do get the bomb plant, yes, but have an uphill battle still ahead of them.
Should be the forcing round two here. Couple of kills did go the way of some of the Chingis Warriors players as well, so plenty of money for Silils. And indeed, we're leaving a AK dropped over from Coach. Love to see that. He's given him a Deagle in return. Controls with the AK armor. This is definitely a duel round for Chingis Warriors. Like, if they win this force here on this timing Kaze to receive, then this game could get very messy.
Yeah, Kaze get the early information, and we'll pop the smoke down in response. So that is going to turn Chingis Warriors away.
Lihang get active on shelf, looking to try to take a duel with Ariukul as the rest of Chingis Warriors decide whether they want to retake middle or try to work their way back towards B here. Now starting to make their way through spawn on a pretty nice. I mean, that smoke got dropped 2 or 3 seconds ago, so by the time they actually meet up with Ariukul here, the B ramp retake could come in pretty nicely. Carnage juggled over a couple of flashes here to set up the boys for success.
Going to be a smoke outside of Cave. And some of that counter util. Rook's already getting himself an open eye, and then someone just kind of floating around ends up giving up a free kill as well. Not the cleanest of holds at all from Rare Atom.
Yeah. Look, that AZ and Kaze could still get some work done here. Especially if there's going to be a lineup like that. This is very doable now.
Oof, big damage onto Ariukul too. Kaze is just so far away from this site that this actually all comes down to CAC to continue to get this work done, and
it's gonna save. No
there's
kids.
no time, so they'll just back off.
Ooh, not allowed to leave on the exit though. Good stuff from E-Fire. Taking another guy away from Rare Atom. Coached a little slow on the exit. So Chingis Warriors, got to give credit where credit's due. That was a pretty well constructed round. They go for the A timing, see if they could catch off that A anchor in Kaze, who does hold on to this M4 at the end of the round. And as they regroup through T-Spawn on the timing to retake B ramp, as soon as that smoke fades, some nice flashes up over the top. And like I said, look, a couple of rifles in the hands of these really, really sharp young Mongolian prospects. And could definitely still be around for you. I say young, I was actually quite surprised. Controls is like 27, I think.
Yeah, I think he's been around for quite a while.
Yeah. I just assume everyone in the Mongolian scene is like this young pros, like a kid just grinding in a cafe.
Which is not unreasonable, to be fair.
It's very sharp.
Wow. Not much doing in this round for Rare Atom.
Yeah, they tried to give it a crack with the because they're double eco anyway, but it doesn't really seem like it's doing too many flavors right now.
Save the guns again. going to be a long map. So CT money is definitely a big consideration here for Rare Atom.
I mean, we legitimately could be on for 3 here.
I mean, it does feel like it, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I've no real faith in either side, to be honest, in closing this one out. So we'll just have to kind of see where it's going. But it's been a decent enough start to the second half that Chingis Warriors are going to be able to make them look competitive at the very least.
Yeah, they take another rifle away from the CTs here as well. So you're saving Deagle armor and a Mac 10. Someone can at least juggle the 5.7 over to somebody else. But Rear Adam going to have to take a single save before they put to their first buy round here in round number 17. And by that point, Chingis Warriors will have plenty of cash built up C side at least. 2 or 3 really good gun rounds in a row to try to front run this game and continue to put pressure on Rear Adam.
Ooh. It's not a bad start from Hank. Someone wasn't spotted here in Donut either. So just going to hold the top of Donut with the Mac 10 and wait to receive this push. It looks like Chingis aren't going to be messing around. They're just going to go for it. But you've got players on this side that Rare Adam could make something out of this round. Another good kill come through, and now one more. It's starting to fall apart for Chingis Warriors. I don't know where this round has really ended up going, but short of a bit of a miracle, they're not going to get this one done. Sama jumping Mac 10, get himself one more kill. Bomb, of course, in the possession of Rare Adam at this point in time, and it's on to Carnage, the coach, to try to salvage this round. He's been jumping headshot from Kaze. That's what that is.
What? He just shot him at that range with the MP9. Someone check Kaze's PC. That is ridiculous. Look, Adam, big upset there. Puts a massive dent in that T-side economy. Like, Chingis Warriors have really missed the boat there. That was a opportunity on a silver platter to win this game of Ancient that they've really let through their fingers here. So now, of course, we'll need a tech pause because there's no other explanation other than a technical issue for why they haven't been able to close out that round.
Yep. Fair.
I was lagging. Swear to God.
Well, it is something that does crop up a fair bit when it's the Mongolian teams that are playing, and that's part of the reason why you see them travel when there's a really important qualifier match, something like an MRQ, RMR type situation. They're always in China or Thailand or wherever.
How long would Chingis Warriors are in the qualifiers, the playoffs of ACL? Would they just stay?
Yep.
Or are they just going to go back and forth? Because I know they were already there.
Yeah, I don't know. But I'd imagine if the money is there, they would stay.
But if you're all on boot camp, then why is the coach playing?
That's a good question. Or maybe someone's sick. Could be possible as well. But let's just lock in for this round, because this one could end up still being a pretty important one. Chingis Warriors are fighting with not a whole lot, but seeing them do more with less. And Rare Adam are also kind of burning through their util pretty quick smart here. I mean, they've taken a somewhat economical approach by holding on to the MP9 and the Mac 10.
Yeah. I mean, it's still a close game. You try to bleed out everything that you can at this point, but you're right. Both teams running critically low until, and Chingis Warriors have done a really good job pushing the CTs all the way in the back of the site here. They are out of smokes though, so the sight lines will be open, but they're well covered by Carnage here with the ult.
Yeah, Hinson gonna go down at ramp, but I think just lands inside of the smoke, so a bit of wasted util that's not something that Rare Adam can really afford when they don't have a lot to play with. Lee Hank looking to walk back onto the line, will lose his life in the fight against Controls, and Dangerous is the name of the game here on the B-Bomb side. That round for Rare Atom, not particularly inspiring.
No, they just had no info. Like, Z8Z was pushed all the way through A, but they had no info about middle. That's a nice pre-fight for Z8Z. He's been pretty sharp, honestly, in the coach position. You can tell he still plays a bit of CS.
Yeah, I mean, these Chinese coaches do pretty well for themselves typically.
Yeah, Kami was alright as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that was a very well played round for Chingis Warriors, in the sense they just did nothing because they didn't need to. They lost that A info, but with no mid info there for Rare Adam, like Chingis Warriors just basically sat, cut sound, and waited for Rare Adam to make a mistake in the 4-on-5. Needed to try to back the man disadvantage and try and find some information, and as soon as they try to do that, they're punished for it.
All right. Rare Adam, so far, I've been able to keep noses in front, but just wondering how long it's going to last. Because the thing is, as soon as Rare Adam do get reset, if they get reset, then it almost feels like it's game on for Chingis Warriors there. But until we get to that point, Rare Adam are still in this fight and they still are kind of just holding on to it. But this round could be the round.
A nice mid-take for Chingis Warriors, though. Do see Child King wanting to fight over towards Cheetah and Cave side, but they've been consistently pushed off by these mollies here, Rare Adam. Really good job of using that util to minimize the risk, Chingis Warriors. Like, they're just denying for so well. Donut Smoke is up. Multiple layers of mollies pushing the CTs further and further back as the Ts slowly take more and more space.
Yeah,
There's the
Summer and
mid re-clear.
Controls having a bit of a go at each other through the wood wall. Both walk away alive.
Still smokes a block here on B. ZAZ could definitely try to disrupt with that. Chunk's going to go looking for some info, and once again, Chingis Warriors are just waiting for it.
Smoke down on the ramp. And looking towards two B defenders to try to do something pretty special, but CAC, he's in an position. He'll line up a couple. Gets three somehow. He was just kind of left on that site. Summer had already shifted his way back out through the smoke towards long and left CAC for dead, but he's given Rare Atom a very winnable round here. They are taking control of the site once again. Liang, what's going on here? They think they've given. Again. They think they have just given up the site. That is a real misplay from Li Hang, charging around like that, and Chingis Warriors have bamboozled route. I can't believe that.
I mean, it's just been their approach in the mid round every single time. Like Rare Atom are not getting good info on middle, and they are losing the info war as a result, and consistently going for pushes over towards B and into Ts that are just waiting for them. Like Chingis Warriors, they're cutting sound every single time, and Rare Atom are just not adapting to that. It's as simple as that. Like, if you're going to go looking for info, we got to stop dry pushing here. Like, save some util, get a little, pop flash or something.
Yeah, but I mean, we're in a 3-on-2, 30 seconds left on the clock, and Lee Hack's just running around on the bomb site without having cleared cave, without having cleared ramp.
Yeah.
You've literally seen them there 5 seconds ago, and you haven't heard them exit. You haven't heard them running away. I think you'd advise a little bit more caution there than what was actually put through. But that's that big important round that we were talking about. Chingis Warriors have now broken CT economy, and it's their game to lose now.
Yeah. ZAZ's been completely bold. He did a really good job in that last one. It was the only reason Rare Atom were even close to competitive. Beautiful timing to block the B ramp with the smoke, and then sits in it really nicely.
Well, you might get the kill under controls here, but any more than that.
I don't even know if Chalky was shooting at him. What is this guy doing? What is this guy doing? He's still got one. Oh, man. Alright. Money's looking pretty good here for Chingis Warriors. Like, this should be their game to win once again. They were in this position before, and they kind of threw it away, and now they've gotten themselves back in that same position once again. Loss bonus is pretty nice for Rare Atom, so they can save if they need to and try to string more gunners together.
Well, we're kind of getting to that point where you just need to start winning some rounds, and ZAZ once again seems to somehow kind of be the standout. Lee Hack has sort of left him out to dry there. No trade come through, and we'll lose his duel as well. Just going to get stuck in that corner in an awkward position, and I think it should be save time already for Rare Atom. I mean, this round is just looking woeful.
Low-key feeling like the coach, the only one trying to win this game right now.
I know. Like, what is going on here? This is just not looking good at all. Like, I spent the whole week watching Melbourne, you know, watching the best teams in the world, and then you come back and watch this, and it's the playoff for Asia, and you just think, you know, you want to believe, like I want to expect that we're going to get a good game, and then we just get this, and it's like, are these guys, you know, what's going on here?
My favorite is all of the the fans as well go like, yeah, these guys are going to do fantastic at EPL, but then we watch them play the ECL group stage, and then the playoffs like this.
This is literally what Tai Lu looked like going into that EPL that we saw of them.
That's
and
true,
then they played
actually.
EPL and they did really well. It's like, what are you even supposed to do? You know, like, how are you supposed to analyze that? By the way, Kaze in middle, he's got himself one, and this round blows. I don't know what is going on. How is Kaze still alive, by the way? How has he been out in the middle of no man's land against 3 Chingis Warriors players and survived, and then Rev won that round? Like, what am I watching?
A mess. An absolute mess. I think Chingis Warriors feels they're having a tough time putting the mid to late round together when they're not being fed picks by Rare Adam in the mid round. So I'm going to have to fix that up. 1900 loss bonus for both of these teams. Both of these teams running a little bit low on cash. So at 10-10 this game very much could tell us who's going to win here. Very important round for both.
Just
Nice.
give Z8Z the gun. Give Z8Z the rifle, man. Why has he got an MP9?
Nah, he's a god. He's a god with the MP9. Don't worry about it. Those nades were really nice chip damage from Chingis Warriors. Okay.
God.
That was silly from Lee Hang. Don't worry, coach is here to save the day.
Yeah. Are they just going to walk up the ramp here with straight through the smoke? I would not be surprised if Chingis Warriors did decide to do that. Some have seen them, but he's overcommitted on the peak. Oh my god. It's just painful. I cannot describe anything but pain right now watching this game.
I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying it.
How?
It's just chaos, man. Like, it's a great display of what not to do in many situations. Oh, there's a kit. It's doable now. They've got time.
It's not. You can't.
It just wants a rifle. Okay, we're still going down here. I'm not expecting carnage here, but I think respect going to be granted. And 2 rifles will be saved over. So, look, actually, with 1900 lost, 2 rifles saved over. Both Child and Summer can probably buy here. Only Lee Hang who's going to have a weaker buy. And this will probably be another buy round here for Rare Adam. Despite a very poor loss bonus for themselves. That means that Chingis are down to 1400. So a couple of these players could be soft reset here. But Rare Adam could have another crack here. Oh, P90 on Rooks. Where's that? He's got one of the best spawns for B. Let's see it.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
It's all over, Rare Adam. It's all over.
Yes. Who's holding? Oh no, coach isn't on the B site. It's Joe.
Yeah. No one's on the B side. Doubled up cave, which might not actually end up being a bad thing, though they've been smoked off. Ah, Summer's dead.
He's a P90 demon. It's an important kill for Z8Z. Got to win this duel. Oh, he hasn't checked controls.
He's still got himself a kill. And Lee Hang, Kaze will be able to clear out ramp, but they've still got plenty more kills that they do need to find. Molly, I don't know if it's going to catch Rooks. It will. Carnage is in the cutout, though that has now been spammed, so they might neglect to look in that direction. This is Rare Adam. It's all falling apart. Oh my god, bro. I cannot.
They gave it a good
I
crack.
cannot believe that we're going to map 3 here, though. Like, this game has just been awful. This game has just been awful from both teams. And I don't mind saying it.
It's a messy game. It's a messy ECL game. Opening
We're
round of
in the
playoffs.
playoffs, man. We are in playoffs, okay? If we're playing regular season game and it's just team you've never heard of versus team you've never heard of, fair enough. I get that. But this is Rare Adam and Chingis Warriors. Chingis Warriors are going to the major.
Yeah.
Bro.
Yeah.
I would like to see better from the Asia region. I'm not going to lie.
Oh, look at that. Brooks has diff the coach, nicely on. So that's a star player for Rare Adam down. It's going to be very hard for them now. We've left the bomb in T-spawn for Chingis Warriors. Don't need that. We've got guns. Shoot them.
Well, Li Hang won, but no more than that. And we finished off, and they're well aware Child King is here in A main, so he's kind of up the creek without a paddle. It'd be a miracle if he got himself one, and that's all he'll be able to manage as well. So
Rotation.
just the two players of Kaze and Summer who are only holding on to M9s to try to clutch this round out. So I don't have a huge amount of faith that they're going to be able to do much.
This is nice, though, from Chingis Warriors. This is just what's given them so much success in this game. They've just basically cut sound every single time in the mid-round. And it's forced out a lot of... well, I say forced out. It's caused a lot of unforced errors on the side of Rare Adam. Chingis Warriors have continually been taken advantage of. Cross-spotted for Kaze. He needs to contest that a little bit. He has Delta Dink onto Rooks. Wait, we're still going 8. Interesting.
Yeah, 20 seconds left on the clock. They're going to have to commit to it now. Summer, just dancing around the box so nicely. There's an incense there as well. How is Rare Adam going to win this round?
I'm pretty surprised that they didn't go B there. Well, after seeing Kaze top mid.
I guess they said that they're going to get picked off as they're trying to jump up shelf. It's the only explanation I can think of.
I mean, we have perfect info, so like they didn't know that the other player was stacked on A. Maybe they thought that the A player was Red Room and the other one was like B or something. Especially if it's Kaze, but I don't... Yeah, no one died, so they didn't know it was Kaze who has been playing a fair bit of this game. Okay, A set play to try to close out the game here for Chingis Warriors. No one's on A here for Rare Adam, so we're going to immediately go into retake territory. Although, that molly, very nicely timed from Z8Z. Chingis Warriors going to try to go straight through it.
Yeah, the flash, though, the flash coverage is quite good, but nobody's died just yet. Li Hang needs to hold on here, needs to get more than the one. Eventually will be smoked off. Everybody is smoked off. Z8Z, that will be the sacrificial lamb for Rare Atom as Chingis Warriors get the plant down. Now we're expecting a retake from this Rare Atom 4v4. I'm really not feeling too confident about the chances as Child King will be swung. And that's a double kill for E-Fire. So I think that's going to be the map done and dusted. Somehow we'll get some chip damage in with a grenade. That's quite a lot of damage actually out of it, but this would be a miracle for Rare Adam to win, and it's going to happen. Summer gets the smoke down onto the bomb. He's just going to have to sit the defuse and hope for the best, and surely this Clown Fiesta ends here. 13-11 as Chingis Warriors will win up 2. And I got to say, that literally have been the worst game of Counter-Strike I've seen this year. Why are we not getting in the server with the right names? I don't know. Whatever. Let's get into it.
Let's get a B spawn going. A little bit of a B pistol.
A pistol.
A pistol. Doesn't look like that's what we're going to get, unfortunately. Does seem like Xbox or door smoke being held there by controls. Ooh, Summer. He's dropped Rue inside a suicide. Why do I keep calling him Rue? It's Rooks.
It's Rooks, yeah. I mean, I think, to be honest, I would have said Rue or did say Rue when I first saw that name. I think that would be the way that you would say it in English, but given he's Mongolian. Yeah. Kaze for one more. There we go. That'll be the alt fun. Building up nicely.
3k from Kaze. He's locked in.
I hope so.
Got himself a P250 already. I think he just upgrades the armor and saves forward. This is gorgeous. Oh, he's bought an AUG. I mean, to be fair, P250 armor against a force fight may have not been the play. No. We're running with multiple AUGs into this round, which means there's not really monies except on Z8Z, who's over towards, where is he at? He's going to be the mid rotator. So if that was a B rush, that actually probably could have worked out decently.
Well, nothing rushing about this one for Chingis Warriors. It's actually a fairly slow progression so far. Get themselves down at the doors. But they haven't really done enough to even pressure either of the bomb sites. You're not really drawing any of that CT util out now. Some of it over toward the bomb site, going to come filtering on through. There's a flash thrown in there from Chingis Warriors. That'll prompt out the smoke.
Mid could actually be pretty deadly here. There's no HEs to really blow open the smokes, and there's no rotator in spawn side. Progression smokes out mid. This E hit really could do a number on Rare Atom here.
Yeah, the trouble is it's going to be a filter in through the tunnel, and you wouldn't necessarily expect that to end up working out as well as it did. Li Hang not even able to get himself one, so 4-on-4. Chingis Warriors will definitely be keen to take that.
It's going to be very hard to retake now here for Rare Atom. Don't have any flashes to be able to try to break some of these lines.
How are they going to go for it?
There's no
Still
kit.
waiting for Child King to come across the upper tunnels. Send into car. Doesn't them a kill, but they have to go now. If they're going to do it without a kit, they would have to be probably on the defuse right about now. And that has just not worked out at all. Rare Atom have thrown all their guns away.
I don't think they should have gone for that. Like, they just didn't have time. That was too much time ticked off the clock. They're completely out of position to defend the P-split. Like, I think if they just set up on P-ramp with the other player playing exits with the AUG from uppers, you could take most of the guns away from the T side. Maybe one or two of them could have saved a car. And you just go into the next round with a bunch of rifles.
Yeah, maybe the brain off is still there for Rare Atom after Ancient.
I mean, they've
You know, not so much brain off, but more so just kind of like just going through the motions, you know?
Yeah. They've handed 2 M4s and an AUG over to Chingis Warriors, which is really going to help kind of bolster this T-side economy. It's going to be long control into an A execute, Rare Atom stacking the A side. Like, yeah, I don't think... I get the sense that these teams are locking in a little bit more for this third map here. Not seeing anything too silly.
Yeah, maybe. Chingis Warriors just working their way up toward the A-bomb site. Not looking like they're going to be perturbed too much. The Molly not really causing enough of a problem here. Summer somehow found himself a double kill before finally being taken down. So, sniff hit this one for Rare Atom. Controls might be putting that to bed. Nice shot from him, the second one in particular.
He's just going to save the MP9. Not much for him to do here. So, looking like 3 rifles brought over for Chingis Warriors. They played that anti-force really nicely. Just took that long control nice and early on. Throw the smoke towards elevator. Wait for some kind of reaction out from the CTs. Wait for a pop flash through the smoke, or see if any of the CTs is going to feed them any picks. Then after nothing elapses, you get that second wave of util onto the A site and able to take it pretty nicely. It's a good start to Dust 2 here for Chingis Warriors. Gonna take a while for Kaze to get the AWP going now.
Yeah.
Unless he's not gonna get it next round.
Well, unless they give him one. They did they did buy an AWP, but I think it might have actually been sold there for Chingis Warriors. Just gonna go for the more mobile setup. Rifles and the Mac 10.
AK pick through the doors. ZAZ's punish Ariukal in uppers though, which means rifle gonna be handed over to the CTs here. And ZAZ's gonna keep it. I respect that. He has been the man playing to win here for Rare Atom. Oh, hold on. Winnable? Oh, did you see that? The decoy made it burn.
Yeah. Fake flash, but it doesn't matter. Rooks is there. Mac 10 gets the job done, and Chingis Warriors will hold on to the round, get themselves up 3.
Orbs out for Cage. And like I said, Ram can't afford one. Kaze's bought himself... yeah, I was going to say, I don't think you can afford an AWP yet. Got to at least get some util. But an AWP and a util advantage, as well as a pretty decent economy advantage here for Chingis Warriors. Has been a great start to Dust 2 for them. Ever since Rare Atom went for that B retake, they've kind of been real. Long control established early on here for the CT side. Mid crossing attempted there for King, who's just dry swinging middle and getting his head taken off.
Yep. And well, that's good. That's what you get. You know, it was pretty telegraphed as well. You had Carnage just watching that for Yorp the whole time. He had a pretty good understanding that there was a player there. Couldn't obviously see him, but he knew what was going on. And Lee Hung's pulled his knife out. So, you tell me.
Yeah, that's a pretty awful gun round for Rare Adam. Kaze's going to get an exit. Like, if you're going to aggress, like, we need some boys on Cat, or we need some boys in Lower Dark or something, you know? Like, that mid-dry swing is just... that ain't it.
Yeah, I don't know what to say about that.
You've lost your life, left your B anchor solo on Car. Even if he hits one there, he gets traded, then the round is still over. Yeah, could be. Alright. Had to do an A there.
All right, run it back. Where's the money out here for Rare Adam? Not fantastic. If they do decide to put all rifles into this round, they're really going to be slim on the util. Oh, no, they're actually okay. Just one defuse kit, lacking head armor. But not a huge concern, I suppose, although there is an M4 in play for Chingis Warriors.
Nice opener there. Traded back decently by Kaze, but long control will still be secured nonetheless by Chingis Warriors. A little bit of a spam through onto Rooks there. Controls is still active on the map here. Li Hang's quite low on B. Gonna play from plat. So that is a tool that Controls could look for in the mid round here.
It looks like they're just going to leave Carnage in pit, bottom along. Well, he's going to decide to start rotating his way off, but a bit of a shift over toward the B side. So a change in mentality for Chingis Warriors in the mid round.
Yeah, they smoke doors. Trying to keep Kaze and ZAZ interested while they hit the timing onto Li Hung, who's all alone here with 27 HP. If he goes down, this could be disastrous, and it's a hell of a shot from Controls. Nice rotation timing for ZAZ, though, to keep things interesting, but Chingis Warriors have locked him out of the sight for now.
Yeah, and the molly's going to force him away from his perch as well. So bomb plant will go down. Chingis Warriors 3-on-3 in the B site. We'll be thinking they've probably got themselves another run, and that is not going to hurt them either with that kill from Carnage onto Kaze. CAC definitely wants to give this one a crack, but he'll go ahead of Child King. That is a bit of an awkward spray from Rooks in the end, but job done. Chingis Warriors aren't too concerned about losing an extra gun there. 13k on Rooks. So it's all good for him. 5-1 though. Chingis Warriors starting to put together a pretty damn solid T side.
There's money for another buy to come through here for Rare Adam, but no AWP for them. It's going to make things continue to be difficult. Especially Kaze's having a fantastic game. Like, if he could just get the AWP rolling, there would be a lot more potential in this CT side. Carnage looking for that opening pick and uppers, dead by the smoke here from Li Hang, who is kind of getting bullied in this game here. A lot of B endings for Chingis Warriors, and he just really hasn't had any luck so far.
Kaze going to go down, and unfortunately this fight over mid hasn't gone cleanly enough for Rare Adam to allow them to maintain control of B, because it's pulled the attention away from Li Hang as well. And so that'll be B again taken by Chingis Warriors. Through on the flash timing, and Rooks just couldn't quite see enough. So he'll go down. This is where it starts to get doable for Rare Adam, and they manage to collapse in on top of Variukul. So they get themselves around. They finally make a retake happen.
Could find this AWP as well, potentially. And that's the, yeah, someone's going to pick that up. That's the difference between having those extra couple of grenades to defend a mid to B split on Dust 2 right now. The HE used to blow open that mid to B smoke and actually contest the T's as they come up middle and try to split your B players. A huge, huge difference maker. Now I could start to see Rare Adam work their way into this game. Nice round from Li Hung as well. Up until that point in the game, he had not gotten himself a single kill, but this time the mid to B split, he gets 3.
Summer low at the start of this round. But Chingis Warriors are going to slow things down. Not trying to get too aggressive early on in the piece, and we did see them make to employ some slower tendencies on Ancient T side.
So much just... Listen for some footsteps right now. Long control has been secured. Oh, he's just dry walking straight up short, looking for the opener. I mean, Controls is that kind of player. That's well and truly what you'd expect from him. Looks like we're just going to get a hit, though.
Yeah, it's not a particularly outrageous one either. Just a couple of flashbangs over the top there of Catwalk, and it's going to be the entries being hit by Chingis Warriors. Molly's going to force Chingis into this fight, and he'll be taken down as well. So quite routine, really, from Chingis Warriors. You're sort of highlighting the fact that Controls has walked up short onto Catwalk as well with essentially nothing, just dry walked it. Well, it's almost what Chingis Warriors just did into the site entirely.
Yeah. Looks ZAZ fighting hard, but he's going to get flanked out by Rooks, who can clean up his dinner there. Kaze has now picked up a rifle and is trying to get up into the site. Carnage in a one-on-one now. No kit here for ZAZ. What's the plant for?
Now.
It's a short plant. Oh, he does have a kit, you're right. He's picked one up. Oh, he's got it. That's a hell of a retake from the coach. Unbelievable.
That's a 4v2, by the way.
He's
guys on long. The guys on long
team
were just not shooting straight.
Yeah, Rooks has cooked that one pretty hard. He's literally emptied his clip into the ZAZ side and still not picked it up.
No.
I put him on the team. Honestly, time for somebody to retire. He's old. We need a 36-year-old to replace him.
How old's somebody in comparison to CAT?
Somebody 5 must be 6 years younger.
I was going to say, I think he's probably 29.
Yeah, late 20s for sure. He's entering his prime, apparently, if you ask most people.
Yeah. Got attack timeouts then from Chingis Warriors, which I think they sort of need after that round. I'm sure that was a bit of a tilt-up. Could have been very easily won.
This is a swing round 2.4 for both teams. Both teams ending up with absolutely no guns at the end of that. AWP has really been prioritized. I'm surprised they're really trying to get the AWP going on the coach here. He's really backing himself. I think having the extra bit of util might have been good.
Well, that's not a bad start at all from Summer. He's going to be helped out by Chowking. This was just kind of petered away into nothing for Chingis Warriors. Off the back of a save as well. That's quite unfortunate.
That long contest has been a nightmare for him. Just couldn't break out of the choke. See all of the X's dead in the choke there. Okay, we're just walking through a smoke again into Summer. Fair enough. I mean, to be fair, he had to cut some corners somewhere in that 1-on-4. That's the money broker for Chingis Warriors. Rare Adam well and truly back into the things now.
Yeah, it seems we're headed towards another close map. And a bit of a back and forth first half.
A little bit of an investment here for Chingis Warriors. They got 2.9 loss bonus.
Hero AK for Ariukul. Nothing really to set him up though. There's just the one smoke. What is that?
Oh, what on earth is that from Rooks?
That's just, I'm just chucking shots out and you got lucky, I reckon. Miss every shot you don't take, Pilski.
Yeah. That's what they've been telling me, but look, the DMs just ain't landing. Ariukul, he's getting the hero rifle going for himself right now. Not having much success. About the same strike rate as me and the DMs. And controls. That's a nice one. Gotta keep it expensive. There you go. Our rare item to survive with 3 alive. Orbs there. Couple of rifles. This is going to be a tight half no matter which way you split it. But they've recovered very well after going down 1-5.
Let's have a look at this one. Oh, yeah, that's he's not even seen him.
Oi, bit of pre-fire.
He's just fired a shot out. He's just, yeah, give it a crack, you know? Right. Back into the swing of things for yet another one. Chingis Warriors still don't have the cash that they would want. Which, if Rare Adam put this one together, gives them a really good chance of picking up 2, going up to 7 and 5. Because again, Chingis Warriors will just have this sort of half force buy type money. 3.4k loss bonus is certainly not enough to get anything too sizable. But Rook has got himself 2 just walking into B.
This guy's unleashed. It's time for Coach to pick up the pieces again. Another vintage ZAZ round on the cards here. He's done well to get 1 there, to be honest, but more was needed. What on earth is this? What on earth is that? Oh, summer. To be fair, I mean, you've been double entryed on B. Did not realize that and this is the thing about Chingis Warriors that makes them probably very annoying to play against. It's like, you're reading that as a B take. You've just been double entryed B, but really they're running a default and Rooks is just unhinged and does not care.
Yeah.
So you read it as a mate's getting in on the entry for the contact B, but really it's just one guy who's lost his bloody marbles.
I'm losing my marble too.
I think Rare Adam's losing this game.
I think so too.
It could go either way.
Well, we'll see how this round goes.
They could win on the T side.
They could.
Absolutely. Rooks is really doing stuff these last couple of rounds.
All right. Round it back. One more. Ooh, carnage.
Oh, he wants another crack, doesn't he?
He does, but he's not going to get it because Rooks, again, is unleashed. Oh, my God. He's just taken matters into his own hands, and it's working out nicely. That, I'm sure, will be 7 for Chingis Warriors.
Child King. About to pad the stats. How many can he add to the tally? There's 1 for him. It's lovely stuff. CE5 was very low there. Wanted to at least get himself even KD to end into the half. He hasn't got a kit here, so no chance he can win the round. But he's doing great for the scoreboard.
Might as well have a crack and see if he can put some more on the board. He is being flanked from behind, and that'll be the end of the half. So in the end, Chingis Warriors do get themselves up to 7, which is a winning position on Dust 2. So, second half, get it here on Dust 2. It is map 3. Chingis Warriors and Rare Adam have found themselves in the playoffs in the upper bracket. And they've also gone all the way to Dust 2. But loser of this one, getting knocked down to the lower bracket, will lose one of their lives. And the winner progresses on to face Tyloo, which is perhaps about the same fate. But either way, they are both vying for that option to begin with. Rare Adam will work their way out on toward the A-bomb site, and there's a bit of a back and forth. Controls has done quite nicely to actually get himself a kill in there, but there's still a bit of a mess happening here as we do have E-Fire trying to slink his way back into CT spawn, the flank coming through. It's not a fast flank at all by any stretch of the imagination. Ariukel's gone and taken the scenic route, and only just now arriving on long.
They're going to take some pot shots straight down long there. He's connected one of them. Kaze now put into a 1 or 2. There is a kit here and a smoke for Ariukel, so they can really take their time, work their way into this retake. But regardless, E-Fire is giving him a 1-on-1 that he definitely could have won.
Yeah.
A little bit too messy for him, and Chingis Warriors will win themselves the Pistola.
That's, I guess, the beginning of the end for Rare Adam. I mean, they get the bomb plant down, so we'll hold our judgment for the moment. Sure, they'll be force buying into this round. That may bring with it something a little bit different, but yeah, pistol round to start things off after a 7-5 first half is a good thing for Chingis Warriors, no doubt.
Surely the force in here, and indeed for Rare Adam. Do get the late. I mean, Lehan can't even decide what he wants to buy for himself. Scout shots have been exchanged, and Carnage going to diff Kaze in the scout duel.
That's the start. Oh, and so is that. Oh, Carnage is apparently pretty good with the scout.
He's cooking. Oh, he's
got a tag as well.
Tag through the door. HE straight on his head.
Oh, save my mans. Boost my mans. No?
Just give me the rifle, kid.
Yeah. Sit down, boy.
That's so alpha. Oh man. Molly gonna push him back into spawn. Carnage, I mean, he just could. He's really living by his name. It's a 3K for him in this round. Getting a kill for every decade he's been alive.
Fair enough. Round's not done yet, though, actually. This is a 4v2, but it's a pretty tenuous 4v2. You got a couple of very low HP players here. Z8Z need to be hitting one shot, and he'll get that kill onto Carnage at the pit position. Already back to just the 3. But the 2 higher HP players coming through from short should be pretty beneficial. Carnage doesn't really have to do too much beyond just make sure that no one can strafe out too far on the site. And given away position now, and Z8Z will be chased down in the end. Ariukel takes a second to find a bomb. But Chingis Warriors do negotiate the dangerous round, the force buy round.
Do you double down here as we're out? And probably. 2 rifles kept over for Chingis Warriors. They're pretty resettable, so yeah. Buy. It's coming straight on through here for Rare Adam. Still do have that reset potential. Carnage just going to get himself another scout. Carnage versus Kaze V2. If he diffs him again this round, it's going to be unbelievable.
Well, he knows he's there.
Oh, no. That's sad.
Flash goes through. E-Fire for a couple of nice ones, and then controls in for the swing 2. Nearly actually picks himself up 2. But overall, a 3-for-2 trade, plus that extra damage that they've gotten done onto Chingis will be good enough for Chingis Warriors at this stage of the round.
So it looks like Summer. Oh, I thought he was just going to try to draw a little bit of a attention there. Chingis right now throwing a 1-man execute onto short and elevator. Summer does have another re-smoke for elevator as the short smoke goes up onto short, but Chingis Warriors really, really good positioning in the mid round here. It's just a little bit of pressure on short and then a double flank straight down long.
Okay. Well, headshot to boot. Didn't need it, but decided to anyway. There's a tag on the Summer. This Carnage guy, I mean, he's insane.
He's
insane.
He's absolutely destroying them. And Chingis Warriors are going to win the series. That's a reset. They're going to go to 11-5. And this is where Rare Atom, I mean, after the game that they had on Inferno, watching them lose this game after the amount of really stupid rounds on Ancient is just hilarious to me.
I mean, it's deserved, really. You reap what you sow. And if you're going to play shit Counter-Strike, then you deserve to lose. That's all I'm going to say.
False in here for Rare Atom. You've had a couple of hero rifles handed into the hands of the players that can potentially save the game for you. Short control's been secured. But controls is already in T-spawn at 1 minute 30 there. So a lot of info here for Chingis Warriors.
Be a killer in a second as well. Or two. He's holding the trigger finger.
Controls. Please give us controls. Yes, thank you.
Oh.
Thank you, Observer. That's the
Well,
bomb.
that'll be the bomb. And then some. Rooks wasn't exactly expecting someone to come through there as well. Second player from Lower Dark. There'll actually be a third player too. But how do you even go about retrieving this bomb? It's a wall of smoke.
Got another smoke to follow that up from that player posted down along. There it is. Boop. Minus 18 seconds. Which leaves them, I don't even know, what, 15 to try and win the round? May as well just save the AKs.
Yeah. They're going to just try and go through the smokes instead, which will not work out too favorably at all.
11-5. Chingis Warriors are kind of dominating them here on Dust 2. This Carnage guy is playing like an absolute Chad. Double orb now. I mean, this was just a flank of a century from controls. And you're going to get those kind of rounds for Chingis Warriors because this guy just loves to push.
Yeah.
And every now and then he's going to slip the net.
A little bit of a contest over long there initially from Chingis Warriors, but they do back away once the progression smoke comes down from Rare Atom.
Yeah. I mean, there's just not much T utility here. You've only got 2 flashes and 3 smokes to get through the rest of the round against a double orb. You're bound to lose a pick somewhere. You'll be lucky not to.
Here comes Carnage. Orb in hand. Get that man on the line.
He is well and truly online, if that's what you mean. Rare Atom getting pretty heavily disrupted here. They're trying to do something at long, but they've just got nothing to do it with. They've got 4 grenades in a minute against a double orb. Gonna need something real special here, Jordan.
Yeah.
There we go. We're gonna use one of them on doors to try to help Child King get up Cat. Turn this into an A split.
I don't know that he's going to be able to do that because Rooks has already pushed all the way down into Lower Dark. So if he makes a false step, he's going to be going down. And even if he does get past, then there's a couple of players on short. So this is looking very bad indeed for Rare Atom. That will not help. Now short's been cleared out. They're going to get themselves a kill on the push up from long, but that's all they'll manage.
Nice.
And tonight has evidently not been Rare Atom's night, despite a 13-4 start on their opponent's map pick. They are going to lose this series.
And that's just peak Chingis Warriors. This is what happens when these guys get aggressive and win their duels and take space away from you, is that you're going to play a slow T-side round like that. They're not just going to respect that space. Like, that is not what Chingis Warriors do. They will push and find the rest of the map on CT side. And then if you don't punish them for doing that, then, I mean, again, how many times has Carnage diffed him in the orb duel here? That was against a scout, to be fair, but Jesus Christ, man.
Well, scout tag didn't connect anyway, so it makes it for a moot point. In fact, in that circumstance, maybe the scout would be favorable because you're moving a little bit quicker, at least.
Nice shot from controls. Summer does at least get the B anchor, so it's 1 man the difference between Chingis Warriors here and Rare Atom.
Well, This has been a very disappointing end to the night for Rare Atom. Just not been competitive at all on Dust 2. Very messy game of Ancient as well. And they're going to have to do some serious soul searching and take quite a significant look back at themselves if they want to make their way any deeper in this season of ESL Challenger League, and especially if they want to make their way through to ESL Pro League.
Oh, they're trying
That's
to knife
all
the
good.
coach. Well, Z8Z's got the site, but not the bomb. So that's kind of unlucky, I guess.
Unfortunate. Go next. And we're all just waiting for the inevitable at this point. 15 seconds, because, you know, this game needed to go a little bit longer. And he's still not dead. But there we go. Finally, we'll be finished off. And it's by the hands of Carnage, maybe fittingly, to end that game. That was a very, very messy night of Counter-Strike, Bilski. But in the end, it is going to be Chingis Warriors that we'll get to watch play against Tyloo tomorrow.
Yeah, and to be fair, that was exactly how Chingis Warriors likes to play on Dust 2. They did not play any games. They did not